Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for stopping in for a little bit of paper crafting today. If you hear a crash, it's because I pulled out all of my Halloween stuff today so that we could do a Halloween card. I almost feel like I'm a little late to the party here. I see so many people doing their Halloween stuff and I'm thinking it's still August. But not for long. August is coming to a close and so is celebration. So remember, if there was anything that you wanted to earn for free out of the celebration catalog, and actually this is only one of the flyers because I didn't print the second one, out of the add-ons or the more to celebrate, you have a couple days to do that because on August 31st, this is done. And so that's earning free items for every $50 or $100 purchase. Now, if you do that through my boho stamper website, and which will take you to Stampin' Up, so you could order your supplies. I also send out thank yous for every $50 and $100 orders. So before the checkout, add the shopping code. And then when you spend $50, in addition to all of your celebration selections, I'm going to share with you some adhesive backed paper so that you can try that out. I'll send you a sample of adhesive sheets. And if you spend $100 or more, I'm going to send you the adhesive sheet samples along with a package of the decorative masks. There's 5 of those masks in the package this time. So, yeah, I'm going to confess right up front, I do not have any of the new Halloween sets out of the catalog. Not one. I like them. I like them a lot. But I have so many Halloween things. And we only use them once a year, and not everybody enjoys Halloween. So it's hard for me to justify going out and buying more. So, like, for example, and I'm going to show you, oh, I'm in the wrong pile, that's why. I'm going to show you a little trick. So, like, these are all of my Stampin' Up Halloween ones. Yes. Oh, that one's autumn. I did pull out some autumn ones because I was looking for pumpkins and the fence. But look at this. I don't need any more. And these are in addition to stamp sets that I first was getting when I made cards before I became a demonstrator. I mean, being a demonstrator and getting items at a discount or even free, because, you know, through celebration, it's easy to get free stuff. But I have lots of wooden things, like this was in a package of stamps that I got. I think this was off of eBay or something, and I don't even know if I've ever used it. One that I found that I had, actually I was going to get rid of this, but I think I'm going to keep it because is that the greatest spooky tree you've ever seen? I love it. Yeah, so I pulled that one back out of my sale stuff. And then of course there's dies, all the dies that I had that go with all of our, oh goodness, there's more over here. Yes. So anyways, you get my drift. So what I wanted to show you was, though, just because I don't have the newest sets doesn't mean that you can't use one of your new sets that you maybe have gotten out of the holiday catalog to do these cards. And I was going to show you this one. So here's Best Witches, and I think she's so adorable. And I was considering getting this, and then I thought, wait, don't I have that? And I went back and looked, And I don't, but I have Flight of Fancy. And she's too close. So I'm not going to get another little girl witch because I already have one. And actually, I'm not even using her today. And then she was cute. Look at her done in green. And then this. I have this. This set is so old. I don't even know what year it's from. There's no dies that go with it. It's got that. It's the sticky stuff that Stampin' Up had a problem with for a while. They weren't sticking to the acrylic blocks, but I don't need that. I still have the stamp, and I can make it. That's like really close. The bend of the hat is a little bit different, but that's really close. So I could do some of these cards, and I don't have to. I should get the, oh, probably wouldn't match mine. Cute. But anyways, if I make a card using this hat, and you happen to have the Bewitching set, there you are. We're working with the same things pretty much. And then I was thinking, you know, what if people don't have Halloween stuff anyways, and they want to make a card? Well, you could do that. So easy. I'm assuming you have some ink and you like to do a little bit of paper crafting, or you probably wouldn't be watching. So, do you have a pumpkin stamp? Stamp a pumpkin. This was a pumpkin that I just stamped from, and this is current, out of Hello Harvest. I stamped and die cut the pumpkin on pumpkin pie paper with black ink. And then you can draw. I had some little rub-ons. I put on the eyebrows and his mouth and googly eyes. I meant to look and see if those were still available. I don't know if googly eyes are still available or not. Put those on my pumpkin, and I had a piece of black glimmer paper. I put that onto a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. That set I just showed you with the hat, I stamped out Trick or Treat, and then fussy cut around it because there aren't any dies. I had a little strip of some designer series paper, and the card pretty much made itself. And I know sometimes it's hard when you pull out a stamp set and you're thinking, what am I going to do with this? I didn't know either today what I was going to do. So I got a piece of orange cardstock and I folded it in half, and I was like, oh, I have a piece of that black glimmer paper, and I cut that and put it on there, and I was thinking that would be cute with a pumpkin on there. And then not everybody wants spooky, so this would be great for a little kid, you know. And look at your designer series paper scraps. I think this one was a Halloween paper, but it was the reverse side. One side was orange and black. While I was sitting here looking at this and trying to figure out what I was going to do, I also realized I had a piece of paper laying there from the new Heart and Home. Well, not new, but the current Heart and Home. And this was on the back of it. On the back of this bee paper. Wouldn't that be great as like a little fenced background to put some pumpkins on? And do you have the chicks? Do you have your Hey Chicks and Hey Birthday Chicks stamps and dies? Because if you do, you have some corn stalks in there. You have a little fence. You have, what else did I see on here? Oh, here we go. Yep, a spooky stump. We could make this stump and then put a bird sitting on it, right? So these are some things I'm going to work on over the next couple of weeks while we make some Halloween cards. One we're going to do today, you'll never guess what I used out of this, or what stamp set I used to make this. I couldn't remember where my fence was. This was an extra piece of die cut fence that I had, and it took me a while to dig it out. It's out of the Autumn Wheelbarrow dies, and that was with I don't know, where did it just had it out to show you. It was one of the harvest sets here with the wheelbarrow. I just showed it to you. It's probably sitting right in front of me or something. Oh, wait, is that it? Yeah. Autumn Goodness. But remember that in a lot of your die sets that come with your stamps, you have extra pieces. For example, this fence. So I pulled that after I finally found it. I pulled it out and I cut a piece of that fence out of gray granite. And got basic white cardstock. And I don't think I have this cut down right because this should be 4 by 5 1/4. Because we have to make kind of a dusky looking sky so that our kitty cat stands out a little bit. Better. The pumpkins, I stamped these little pumpkins with pumpkin pie ink on pumpkin pie paper using that Gather Together. So any little pumpkin stamps that you have will work perfect. Then, while I was looking for this fence, I happened to think, was that Grace's garden? Because Grace's garden had a fence. Oh yeah, this is the little treat box dies, but look, there's a spider in there. I don't have to use it just for the treat box. I can take it out and make a card with it. It's got a nice little border around it. These are the ornate frames. I know they went with my one Halloween set. So yeah, use your stuff. Pull it out. Look and see what you have. Look at it in a different light. So when I was thinking about this fence, and did it come from Grace's garden? And I went and got that. And it wasn't. But I was like, oh, look, that has a garden gate. That would be cute for a Halloween card. And there's a kitty cat. I can make a black cat. And then even when I was just putting this away, I was thinking, you know, if I cut that out of black, it almost looks like a spooky house. And this die almost looks like a fireplace for Christmas. It's not. It's a gate. But if I turn it upside down, it looks kind of like a fireplace. And so for Christmas, I have to try to remember that. And I was thinking, look at those cool little branches. I just have to die cut those out of black. And I have a haunted tree. And that came from Grace's garden. That is a beautiful floral image with a kitty cat and a bird. So I switched it around and I made it into a Halloween card. My greeting, the Happy Haunting, I think that was an old paper pumpkin kit. I think it was. A lot of my paper pumpkin stamps, when they send them to you, they're just on these little pieces of acetate. And I keep those and I just put them into a plastic container. So I don't really know when it's from, but I'm almost positive this was Stampin' Up. And there's another little pumpkin could have used. So let's do this card real quick. I did already stamp my kitty cat on basic white in black ink, and then I colored him with dark smoky slate. I tried to color it with black, and I just felt like I lost too many of the features of the cat. I used my color lifter. I guess it's okay, but I ended up going back and just using smoky slate. And that was with my Stampin' Blend I colored it in. So I die cut the little kitty cat out, and then I really didn't want that much white showing around his tail. So I just wanted to trim a little bit of that off. And then I was thinking, I don't really care too much about the white on his belly because the moonlight's going to be shining on him. But I did trim around the rest of it. think I'm going to have to go pull my door shut. Hubby just came in and I have a feeling dogs will start barking, and he was out cutting grass. I can't believe it took me that long to pull all my Halloween stuff out. He's done cutting grass and I'm just getting my video going. Okay, so that little piece of housekeeping is done. And then just to cover up any of the other little white edges that were showing, I had my blending brush out here from the background that we're going to make, and I had used that on black ink last time, so I just went around it a little bit. But I am going to leave that white on his belly a little brighter this time. Yep, see, I knew she was going to start. So I have just a basic black card base. Actually, this is top folding because I had some left from a workshop that we had done. Let's move this little glitter one out of the way. I have a few things over here that I was playing with, just trying to think, how can you make Halloween cards if you don't have Halloween stuff? Because not a lot of people do, you know, but maybe you have a grandchild or something that you want to send a little card to this year. All right, and my card base and my panel that we're going to ink blend on, my fence, my pumpkins. Whoops, I forgot to cut. This fence is made so that you can make it a continuation. So I just cut those little ends off. You can continue your fence on to make it longer, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I have 1, 2, where's my third little branch? I always lose stuff. You know, I still never found that die from Friday's card. I lost a die. Pretty. It's a small, tiny flower. It's gonna be a while before I find that, I think. Really? Now come on here. I had 6 little branches cut. I was trying to avoid having to shake the table up here with you. But I guess I'm going to have to do one more. So while I was looking for that missing die, I counted them and realized I'm missing another one too out of that set. But I kind of remember die cutting a bunch of these little swirlies out of it when I was doing a wedding card one time. So I just have to kind of go back and look through my wedding sets, I believe. And I think it'll pop up. It's that little flower one that I lost on Friday. I don't know where else to look. I had this taken apart because I was embossing stuff I wanted to share with you. Okay, so Grace's garden. You need one more little branch out of a piece of black scrap. And I'm going to die cut both of these branches because I realized when I was putting my sample card together that actually one of them is longer than the other. And I might need one of the longer or shorter ones, depending on where we place it in front of the moon. Okay. Alright, that should be it. Shouldn't have to shake it up anymore. Unless, of course, I lose these 2 branches too. One, 2, 3, 4. Good, good. So I got to go yesterday with my sister. We went to the Shaker Woods Festival. And they have a lot of crafty, country, primitive, lots of, actually all kinds of stuff was there. We were gone for a very long time. There were 1 million people, I think, and a lot of fun stuff. I'm looking now for my mask. There it is. Because I washed the ink off of it before I started this one. So I have a 2 1/4 inch circle that I just cut out with my, I think I did it with a punch. I keep a lot of my circle templates and masks cut over here in a bowl, and then when I'm making cards like this, I just try them until I decide which size works best for the card I'm making. And I kind of think the 2 1/4 inch worked best for today. So I'm going to have my kitty cat sitting on the fence down here, and he's going to be looking up at the moon. So I need that to be up in this corner. And I'm just going to turn it around a little bit because it's just easier for me to work that way. And I don't know if I'll regret putting a sticky on it or not. It should come off fairly easy. I'm not going to stick it on there real hard. I better close these up before I lose one of them, because that'll make me sad if I lose another one. And then we're going to start with, we need a little bit of a yellow glow around the moon, working its way out into some orange, and then I'll get into my blues and blacks. Just because I didn't want to make this into a night sky, I kind of wanted it to be dusky evening. You know, kitty cat's looking, I wanted to be able to see the cat and the pumpkins. So I'm going to start with some Mango Melody. Nice yellow to put around the moon, I think. Give it a nice little glow. I guess I am still going to shake it up. I forgot when I do ink blending, it does shake up the table. Then we'll move into some pumpkin pie. And I'm going to blend that right over my Mango Melody. Ooh, I think my circle moved a little bit. It did on my first one too. That's why I was thinking I wanted to stick it down. Try to get it to stay still. And then I'm using Terracotta Tile. If you don't have Terracotta Tile, you could use Cajun Craze or my lid crooked here. What do I do? There we go. Or what other colors? You might even be able to go Poppy Parade if you're real careful. Then I'm going to move into my blues. For those, I pulled out Night of Navy and Starry Sky. So I'll start with a little bit of Starry Sky, not with my orange brush, which I just almost did. I don't know why I'm getting some swirls with this. I did it on my other one too. Not real happy with that. And it's okay because it's look at that, see? I wonder if there's something in my brush. Because it can be kind of a swirling night, but wasn't doing that on my previous cards. I mean, until tonight. The Starry Sky has a little bit of a purpley cast to it, so it kind of blends in over that terracotta kind of nice. I think, anyway. You may not like that. And then I just blend it back up into my Mango Melody and my Pumpkin Pie. And then we can get into some Night of Navy. What will we do without Night of Navy? Of course, I said that about Misty Moonlight. I still miss it. I mean, I have my ink pad, but yeah, it's a pretty color. But Night of Navy gets you right into those nighttime skies. And remember, when you're ink blending, if you go back up over your previous colors a little bit, it does really just help it blend in. So go clear up into that Mango and Pumpkin Pie. Let it blend up. Now we'll go to some basic gray. Better give my brushes a good cleaning. I haven't done it for a while. Maybe that's that's why they're being a little persnickety with me. All right, basic gray. I'm going to start and keep this near my edge. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this a night sky. I just want it to be going towards nighttime. And I do also want my greeting to stand out. I'm stamping that in black. So I don't want to get it too dark in the background where you're not going to be able to see the greeting. Get this back up into the blue and the pumpkin and the mango. And that'll about do it. Oh, that wasn't good. Sticking my hand right in there. Remember, as this ink saturates into the paper, it does smooth out a lot. So if you are looking at your blended panel and you think that it's too streaky or something, give it a minute. Let it rest for a minute. Let that ink soak in. And I don't want to have ink on my hands when I take that off and mess up my moon. Put that back over in my little jar for next time. Make sure I don't have any glue on there. And there's my dusky sky. So, my card base, put that on here. I was going to say, I think that's pretty well done for. Been using it for a while here. Oh, and you know what? Before I didn't realize I wanted to stamp my greeting directly on my panel on my first card until after I already had it put together. So let's do it the easy way this time. Let's do it before I put the card together. And my Stamparatus, and I put that little happy haunting stamp in there, and I'm Sorry, I can't exactly say where it came from. Don't remember, sorry. And I was using Varsa Clair Nocturne ink to get a nice deep black grading on there. And on my original one, I did stamp it a couple of times because we have a lot of ink on this panel. And I want this to stand out. Little thing back on there because I like that font. This is Truly Thankful too. I'm trying to remember what this one was from. Which kit? Speaking of workshops, I did list the upcoming dates on my website. Oh, what's the next one? September 20. I hate to say it because I don't want to be wrong. 27th. September 27th. Yeah. It was exciting last month. We had a couple of guests from out of state come and make cards with us, and one of them was a younger girl, and she was so good at it. I said I was jealous. She was getting her stuff stamped on straight her first try and gluing all of her bits together easy, and just learned a lot from her grandma, I think. So Rosanna was very nice to have them. I had a good time. And I'll just center this onto the basic black card base. Mostly center. Keep my inky hands off of my pretty moon there. And our fence. Just put our fence across the bottom. And what's next? Pumpkins? Branches. So we have to have some branches. So don't be afraid, just use your supplies that you have and go back, and if you think you maybe have seen something that you had in another set, you know, like I said, if you have the hay checks, you got a bunch of autumn stuff there. Great for Thanksgiving cards coming up too. And remember what we said about your dies. If your dies are not exactly where you need them, cut it off. Look, it says you can't trim it. It's yours. Do what you want. Yeah. I'll tell you another thing I pulled out too that we often forget we might have is you have numbers, you know, like a big glue border on my finger. I'm only using a paper towel because I have so much ink on my fingers. I just don't want to get it all over the moon. I had this that we had gotten at an antique shop one time, and I keep it in my craft room just pretty much but it works. You know, I could stamp a big old 31 on there. Maybe you want to do something with, you know, a little bit more mixed media and you need a 31 or an alphabet set. That little one came out of, this one came out of this little typeset that my son got for me. I love this font. So maybe you have some alphabets and numbers that you had forgotten about. Pull them out and use your October 31st. Put a big 31 on the middle of an orange background. I don't know what it is. Okay, now I can put the big pumpkin in the background, and then the two smaller ones I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals and put those in front of this pumpkin. I don't know, when we were at Shaker Woods yesterday, there was so much Halloween stuff. People were sucking it up left and right. So I know Halloween is popular. It's my sister's absolute favorite time. I almost threw my kitty cat off of the thing up there. So if you need a couple cards, stick with me here the next couple weeks. We're going to do a few different things. I'll show you a couple things I pulled out here. See, I showed you the glitter paper. Here I pulled out just some different colors of sequins that I have. This was a piece of foil metallic paper that I ran through an embossing folder and went over and I squirted some alcohol ink and let it dry. Why not, right? Let's see. This was a piece of silver metallic. Ran it through. These are embossing folders, actually, from when I had a cuddle bug in our, I guess I'd be gluing my kitty cat down while I'm talking. Our old craft store at the time, which was sold to Michael's, and the Michael's moved out, and we finally just got Hobby Lobby opened up, which took forever. They used to have those embossing folders for like $1 on their clearance bin, and I just would pick up anything I thought was pretty. So I have a ton of those, and they work just fine with the cut and emboss machine. They work fine in a Big Shot. They work fine still on my cuddle bug. So anyways, I ran that through one of those old embossing folders, and then I just took some black StazOn ink and ran it over the top. Isn't that cool for like putting a witch on it or something? This one I ran through another one. This was a cuddle bug folder and a piece of gold paper that I had. I don't know what I'll do with that yet. This was just a scrap piece of foil that I had, and I found a little embossing folder that had little circles on it. It almost looks like it should have eyeballs going the whole way across. Here's this little folder, embossing folder. So I was pulling out all the stuff this morning. Yep, that's why I can't hardly walk through my room. But we're going to play with them over the next couple of weeks. I pulled out my bat punch. I also didn't realize, I don't even know how long I've had a kitty cat punch. So we've got black cats coming. Maybe not as cute as this black cat. This is a cutie. What else did we all have here? May as well keep that scrap black paper there. I think that'll be coming in handy. These are little bits. Oh, these are... Oh yeah, I have to remember we have black dimensional. We can use the Stampin' Dimensionals in not be able to see them. These were from a paper pumpkin. These were for little treat bags. I had a couple left over them. Don't know. This is out of a paper pumpkin kit. It has a little skeleton. That one might be handy. This is just a bunch of black bats that I punched out and had ready for a class one time. Oh, let me see what else. I have a couple spiderweb doilies left. Ooh, I forgot I had those. Yeah, so I just keep all my Halloween stuff together. Little bits and pieces, and then pull them out. Like I said, I'm only using them once a year. So there is our card today that came from Grace's Garden. Who would have thought, right? So pull your stuff out. Check and see what you have. I bet you have something in there to make a Halloween card. You didn't realize it. And until next time, you guys just all have a wonderful week. Stop by Friday and we'll do some more paper crafting. Thanks for being with me. Bye.